Alright, so I'm doing a challenge trying to platinum every single game inside of the Ubisoft Plus game catalog on PlayStation. And if I can't do it before we hit 690,000 subscribers on YouTube, then I have to tattoo the platinum logo somewhere on my body. So make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Alright, so today I platinum Zombi. This is one of the lesser known games from Ubisoft, mostly because it released originally on the Wii U. Not sure how many packs the developers were smoking when they did that, but hey, it is somehow playable on the PS5. Honestly, I have no idea how, but it is. Kind of. Zombi is essentially just a typical run-of-the-mill zombie game where you have to find some sort of cure while saving people on the way, and it ends abruptly. Thankfully, the game is super quick, and a full run-through it takes around 3 hours, which is very helpful considering there is 3 different difficulty trophies that are all non-stackable, meaning we have to play this game a minimum of 3 times to platinum it. And I say minimum because, well, you'll find out soon. So let's begin. Zombi has 21 trophies including the platinum, a minimum of 3 playthroughs, and only takes around 20 hours to complete in its entirety. It first opens up with a very fast intro scene where you learn to run, use flashlights, open doors, and the general movement essentially. We then see a title screen and wake up inside of the Prepper's safe house, actually getting our first trophy of the day just from starting off the game in addition. The Prepper is basically this guy who sends us on missions throughout the game, and he's also the voice in our head, so we might be schizophrenic. Thankfully, mental hospitals are trending nowadays, so we're all set. Your first goal is to turn on the generator and get the safe house powered back up so we can further the story. And the way you get most missions in the game are by just staring at these super bright TV screens where you can hardly tell if that's a zombie or Big Mike out of disguise. But it then sends us to take out the zombie, and it turns out the fat ass is just stuck in a window. So I abused him and also took the backpack right off of his back, which gave us a trophy for unlocking the inventory system. Gosh, what a time to be a Wii U game. Such simplicity. Our next objective was then to scan 2 different CCTV cameras in 2 different areas that are considerably spread out from each other. This is to basically introduce us into what these cameras do and are. I'll just give you the Spark Notes rundown, however. They unlock the map for you to see. Kinda helpful, and this trophy is also gotten from finding them all, which is a bit hard to do. Shout out YouTube guide channels, love you. Anyways, I then had to go into some supermarket, but as I opened the door, I set off an alarm and thus alerted every single dead soul in the surrounding area. But before they all got here, I just domed the first enemy that came my way right in the head with my COT Glock 45 and got a trophy from headshot kills. I then got ran up on by a lot of people, and this is what I imagine it feels like to be driving a Dodge Charger through Detroit, just getting tracked down to be taken. But since I'm playing on the easiest difficulty right now, I didn't pay attention to ammo at all and just unloaded into them without any trouble. I then went into the supermarket and got a trophy from entering it straight from the story. And that was basically it for the objective. The next one, however, was much more combat orientated and had us just fend off zombie intruders trying to break into the good old safe house. But again, since this is easy difficulty, this wasn't bad, and it's still kind of the intro of the game right now, so nothing is too difficult. However, the next objective did kick up the speed of the game quite considerably and had us again just trying to scan things, but we ended up in some military area with insane amounts of enemies everywhere. And as I was opening a door to get to the objective, I seriously just got ran up on by the invisible man because this zombie, I swear to you, just appeared out of thin air. And to be honest, this game's combat is shit. So my first swing at him missed, I guess. And then as I was coming down with my second try, the zombie just engaged in a kill move and I died. Yes, I died on the easiest difficulty in the game. I'm gonna cry. Mostly just about the controls though, because the Wii U controller is a bit different than a PS5 one. Like, come on, bruh. But since we are on easy difficulty, we can just come back and get our stuff from killing the old survivor and looting him. Alright, so the next trophy I got was just from entering the Buckingham Palace. Yes, this game is also set in London if you didn't know. I also have just come to the conclusion that Ubisoft has a hard-on for London because they have loads of games set there. Amazing titles, by the way. But aside from that, getting to Buckingham Palace just consisted of more fighting in that area I died in before, and then I finally unlocked the lock-picking skill and was able to just jump down into the sewers to make my way inside. So there was that trophy once I got in. Once inside Buckingham Palace, we also ran into one of the only other actual people in this game. I don't remember his name to be honest with you, but he's basically just referred to as the Doctor, and he's also on the path to finding a cure for the zombie infection. Sadly though, since this game is so old, you kind of just have to wait around for multiple minutes every time you talk to him until he gets out all the things he wants to say. Like, you literally cannot leave and he just walks around talking to himself half the time. It's great. But he sends us on numerous different missions to get him books and letters. A true British man. And on his first fetch quest, I ended up reaching a whopping 50 kills on zombies in the game and got that combat trophy. I would also end up reaching a survivor score of 2,000 while on this same fetch quest because there was so much combat inside of it. The survivor score, by the way, is just points you get from killing zombies. Anyways, here's the trophy from it. Next, I would end up finally finding that dumb book the Doctor wanted, and taking it also opened up a secret passage for me to take back, so I did, and inside of it there was also a backpack upgrade that I took. And in taking it, I got a trophy added on to succulent amounts of inventory space, my favorite. I then got sent on another fetch quest for the doctor, and it was again just for a file or book thing, but sadly this time it wasn't really nearby and was actually in another area of the game completely. And while doing some combat here before getting to the item's location, I got yet again another combat trophy, but this time it was just from using a Molotov to kill an enemy. And honestly, that's a bit hard to do because Molotovs suck dick almost as much as an OnlyFans girl does in 2024. But like 4 minutes after that, nearby the same area, I also reached 100 kills with my character, and I got yet again another combat trophy. Anyways, we made it back to the doctor with the other item he wanted from that place far away we just left, and he ranted on about nerd stuff for a hot minute before telling us that he now needs 7 different files from 7 different locations of the game. Basically, this is a fetch quest in every area that you can go, and this is also the final thing you need to do in the game. It isn't really the final quest though, because there are still a few before that, but it is the last quest you will need to complete before being allowed to end the game. Before going after those though, I got sent to the Tower of London because we met some sniper girl who supposedly wanted to help us escape this godforsaken land, the United Kingdom. Also, on a side note, she looks like she's straight out of some cartoon that I can't remember the name of, but it's from the 2000s. Just look at that sexy character design. God dang. Oh yeah, I also died right after meeting her because I didn't know how water worked in this game. Essentially, you become a vegetable like Stephen Hawking. It's great. And I'm not pissed at all right now. Anyways, once I got my stuff back and multiple minutes later, I ended up making it to the Tower of London, which gave me a trophy. But in order to reach the exfil spot that the girl told us to meet her at, we had to go through a little sewer maze. And I legit got so lost, I almost could have sworn I saw Chris from Mr. Beast down here. But not that lost. Anyways, I got confused again in the exfil area and thought it was just gonna trigger a cutscene if I made it there. Hell, even be the end of the game. A rookie mistake and I just died. But I died at the same time the cutscene triggered, so I watched it and then would find out that yes, I am dead. Amazing. Anyways, that was sort of the end for the exfil wet pipe dream of ours, and we entered reality again. The next main goal was to still get all the files, but I had to go to some nursery and find medicine to trade it for gasoline or some shit, because the safe house again has no power. I'm not gonna lie, this was the stupidest side story I've ever seen a game have, but once I entered the nursery, I got a trophy. This nursery, by the way, is seen as the scariest part of the game. However, after getting the Resident Evil 8 Platinum and going through the dollhouse multiple times, nothing can ever faze me again. I'm already ruined. So we got the gas stuff and restarted up the safe house, only to find out that now the girl from earlier needs our help. At least I assume that it's her. The game never really specifies, it just says save the girl. And to be honest, I ain't no simp, so I was low-key trying to just not save her and leave, but the game makes you. In the process of saving her, you actually get captured by some crazy people on the way, and get forced to fight in an arena against lots of hard enemies with basically nothing besides a pistol. This arena is actually not hard at all though if you know what to do. I, however, did not because I was a little bot at the game right now, so I died a lot. Thankfully though, it just throws you right back in so you don't have to walk all the way back to the place, which was nice. This game's map, by the way, is confusing as shit. Oh yeah, I also encountered a super swell lighting bug that really made me understand why Ubisoft warns us about epilepsy before playing. At least they foreshadowed something though. A+ for story direction. Alright, enough complaining. I finally finished the arena fight and got rewarded with the biggest backpack you can get in the game, and I also got a trophy for it. How nice of them. I then just went back to the safe house and got another trophy called Betrayed. I'm not sure who we betrayed, but if it was the 7 survivors I died as, then I understand. Alright, so all that's left now is to just collect all the files in the game, and then it's the end of the game basically. This final mission just had us track down the doctor because he turned into a zombie. Makes me question whether this cure is actually good or not, but whatever. We killed him, took his eye, and then used it to open a door to enter the real final area. This final area, by the way, had a lot of combat, but honestly the only hard part was it being flooded because movement is just non-existent. Long story short, I got lost a lot in this final part of the game. I might have even died here, but I think that was in future playthroughs. I can't recall. They all sort of blended together. But the game ends once you make it back to the safe house again, and then you actually get kicked out of it by the prepper. I'm also not sure why he hates us so much. We literally did nothing to him, but he does. And once you escape the safe house, the game then ends with a cutscene, and here is the chicken difficulty related trophy. So there's only a few trophies left now, and I knocked almost all of them out on my next playthrough in the normal difficulty mode. This mode you can still respawn in, but it makes enemies a bit harder, so it's not too shabby. I think I only died once though, which kind of sucks, but I did get my next trophy once I finally got a headshot kill with a crossbow. This crossbow, by the way, is complete shit and it sucks. I never used it after. I then farmed kills with one of my survivors before finishing the game off and reached 200 total for the last combat trophy I needed. I then followed one more guide to find all of the remaining CCTV cameras in the game and got that trophy from finding them all. So my last 2 trophies now are both just the difficulty related trophies, and I finished the game again on normal mode right here. So the final trophy time is now here. It's called Unstoppable. This game mode's difficulty is the same as the normal one, except you can't respawn in. So if you die once, it's completely over. You can use cloud save, however, to make this very much easier if you die at the end, like I did many times. However, I don't know how to do that the right way, so I just didn't do it. and I think I did 3 full playthroughs of this game, making it near the end or at least far, and also dying to make me reset. But Zombie honestly does have pretty good replayability. Most horror games like it honestly do, because you can still get scared here and there no matter how many times you play it. And my only real complaint with this game is that the controls for it are just fucking stupid. Oh god. First of all, you have to hold L3 to sprint, which is dumb. And also there was like RNG with headshots and melee weapons. Half the time you can just one-shot an enemy in the head, but then you go to do the exact same swing on another one and it will take like 8 hits to do. Overall, it's just a horrible combat and movement game. The story is also pretty shit. Then again, this is a game for the Wii U, so it was probably revolutionary in 2015. But here's that final difficulty trophy once I finally did it and made it out without dying at the ending. So the Zombie Platinum Trophy experience. Very quick, and I honestly don't have much to say from my experience with it aside from the things I just said. The game isn't great, not very popular. To be honest, you probably didn't even know it existed. Anyways, that's pretty much it, and if you guys could please join my Discord, I'm gonna need some help with boosting some of these online games left in the challenge. Would be greatly appreciated, and I'll see you all in the next one.